Alright, so my first piece that I'm going to play is La Rappel des Oiseaux by the French composer Jean-Philippe Rameau. This piece was originally written for the harpsichord and is meant to mimic the chatter of birds. Come in. Hi. Hi. All right. So the next piece I'm going to play is the first movement of Franz Joseph Haydn's Sonata in C major. Completely blanked on the title there for a minute. During the 1700s, it was very common for wealthy or rich families to have a court musician. And Haydn was lucky enough to achieve or receive one of these jobs. And he, for nearly 30 years, worked as a Kapellmeister for a family, one of the wealthiest families in the Austrian Empire, the Esterházys. He lived in their castles and composed music for his own personal small orchestra, which they gave to him. until 1760, when a new prince came in and dismissed Haydn because he did not appreciate his musical genius. The next piece that I'm going to play is the Bell Tolls by Franz Liszt. Liszt was the Beatles of the 1800s. He performed solo concerts, something which had never been done before, to crowds plagued with Listomania. Women would faint, fight for bits of broken piano string, bits of his hair. They would physically attack him and try and tear off bits of his clothing to take it home as a souvenir. However, unlike the Beatles, there is no record of Liszt ever playing a concert while being pelted by jelly beans. The fourth piece that I'm going to play is Once Upon a December from the Disney musical Anastasia. This piece was 10 years in the making. The first time I heard it, I was 8 years old and had just started taking piano lessons. I remember laying on the floor, looking up at the TV screen and thinking, I want to learn how to play that. 10 years later, and to be perfectly honest, I'd forgotten about that dream. But last January, I saw the stage musical of Anastasia, and as I watched the actress who played Anastasia dancing across the stage, I knew I had to learn to play this piece. So I went home and found the absolute hardest version of Anastasia of Once Upon a December that I could find. The last piece that I am going to play is my own original composition, Die Unbekannte Fantasie, which is German for the unknown fantasy. And the reason that it's in German and not English is because it just sounds cooler. A couple more things to say, and then we can all head out and chit-chat. I want to say thank you to three very important people without whom this recital would not have been possible. First, I want to thank my parents, who have supported me from the very beginning. From letting me start taking piano lessons months before they wanted me to daily getting on my case to practice, to, in the last 10 years, driving me over 3,000 miles to go to piano recitals, competitions, adjudications, camps. They have been my biggest cheerleaders, my biggest fans, and just an amazing fountain of support. So thank you. And I also want to thank Mrs. Mark, my piano teacher. First time I met Mrs. Mark, I thought she was the scariest, the meanest, and the creepiest piano teacher in the entire world. And now I cannot imagine my life without her. Over the last 10 years, I have fallen in and out with piano, but she has stuck with me through it all. She has gone above and beyond her job description. Everything from emailing me when I was hospitalized to coming over to my house at 10 o'clock at night to tell me why I should go to a piano competition, but why it was okay if I decided not to. She has pushed me to grow, challenged me to step outside my comfort zone, and supported me in more ways than I could ever possibly deserve. Music has become my way of experiencing emotion, of expressing beauty to the world, and it's also how I experience beauty. I cannot imagine my life, and I don't want to think about what my life would be like without music. So I just want to say thank you to Mrs. Mark for never giving up on me. That concludes my recital for today, so thank you all so much for coming. I really, really appreciate it. And